How's it going, everyone? My name is Jake and welcome to this week's video. So I went thrifting recently. I went to a local thrift store, and usually whenever I go thrifting, the NERF finds are pretty dry as can be. Dry as the Sahara Desert, and I live by the Sahara Desert, so I know how dry the Sahara Desert is, and it is dry in those thrift stores. But I actually came across some blasters for $8 for 4 of them, and usually I find nothing, so this was pretty cool. But most of them are broken, which was fine to me because I can take them apart, fix them probably with the spare parts I have. There was one specifically though that gave me trouble, and it's the reason why this video is not what I originally wanted it to be. We're gonna return to one of my favorite series of NERF ZOMBIESTRIKE. The ZOMBIESTRIKE blasters, they were supposed to be ramshackled, homemade looking blasters meant to fight off the zombie horde. And it was NERF's attempt to try to break into the HVZ scene that was growing at the time. And one of the blasters they released, I believe it was in 2017, was actually a reskin of a Rebel bow and arrow called the WRATHBOLT. And this is basically a little boy version of the Dreadbolt, which is also pretty cool and fires arrows. But I like this better, and I'm pretty sure this one is better anyway. It's string power, there is no spring inside of here. But the thing is, as you can probably tell, there is no string. That is because I removed it. And by removing it, I've actually thought that maybe it could be possible to give this thing a performance upgrade. Maybe find a stronger string. I don't know how you would do that, but I'm sure you probably could. But other than the string, I also have this bowl of internals and screws, which came from the WRATHBOLT. Because when I bought this blaster, like I said, it was broken amongst the other broken blasters that I bought. And I was able to eventually get this thing to split open, but as I'm about to show you, give me a second. This thing really does not like to be nice to me. I did it! Yeah! So, I managed to get it split open, in which soon after, the internals all spilled out. And you're probably noticing a problem that I can't actually get the whole thing apart for a very obvious reason. Well, obvious to me now, it wasn't obvious even before. The bow arms are permanently affixed to the shell. And that is because when the blaster was shipped in box, the bow arms were a separate piece that had to be attached and clipped to the actual shell. So much like the Centurion barrel, once you get the thing on, you're basically never getting that thing off. Now the thing is with the Centurion and the long strike, I forget what it's called, but there's a picture of it here and there, here on the screen. You could easily clip apart the blaster, take it apart, and you'd be able to take the clipped in piece off. Not so with this one. It's clipped on the outside, so nothing is going to take this thing off ever. I'm already asking around in the Discord servers that I'm a part of, which there will be a link to the Discord server in the description below. And also, just a little side note, you should always check my description because I put links to stuff down there, I put links to the server, I put links to the music I use. There's a link to the song you're listening to right now if you like it. It's probably a banger. Or not. I don't know, my taste in music is weird. But to get back on track, I basically now have a broken Dreadbolt because there is no way that I'm going to be able to get all of this back inside of this unless I remove these bow arms, and I have no idea how to do that without breaking the blaster any further, because I went to try to hammer this thing out. I went full just ooga booga mode and took a hammer and a screwdriver and just went bah and tried to knock the thing out, but that obviously didn't work. Another thing that happened was a screw up here was being particularly ornery, and I thought about using screw grab, but screw grab hasn't worked for me in the past, so I went more advanced ooga booga, took not a screwdriver, took a drill and drilled the screw out, which I've done before, but the drill bit I used was too big, and now I've probably stripped this screw hole forever, and that thing is never going to get to see another screw in its life. But in the end, I'm just really disappointed, not in the blaster really, but more in myself, because I didn't bother to do any research. I didn't bother to look up anything about the blaster. I thought so confidently that I could go into this, and I knew exactly what was going to happen. I was going to clean it up, get it working again, and now it's just quite literally a shell of its former self. I really wish I had something better to give you guys after being gone for 2 weeks, but I was busy being sick and then getting better and then spending time with my friends and family for Thanksgiving. So that's where I was for the last 2 weeks without an upload. But I am back. Hopefully we can keep things regular, at least until the next holiday, which is Christmas. And my birthday is on Tuesday, depending on when you're seeing this video. Maybe it's uploaded on my birthday. I have no idea at this point. But if I am able to figure out a way to get these bow arms off, then we'll probably return to this. If not, we'll probably move on to one of the other broken blasters I have, which I'm thinking we tackle this guy, the crossbolt. And this guy, what's up, broken? This guy is really messed up. Another string-powered blaster, I believe string-powered. I don't think there is any spring in here, but the slide is broken. These triggers are crunchy. I had to fight with this thing for about 30 minutes to get the mag that was in it. It came with a 12-round mag, which actually had 4 darts in it, and I now have 3 of them because I shredded 1 dart trying to get that mag out. The mag luckily does work in everything I own, so that doesn't matter. Also, it's always good to just have more mags, but maybe we can do some maintenance and clean up on this guy. And one day I would like to come back to this Wrathbolt because I really don't want to have to buy another because they're kind of pricey right now. And yeah, so these are 2 of the blasters. If you want to see the other one, we got it right here. It's I believe I looked it up. It was the Stats Blast Rotator 6, something like that. It was basically X-Shot before X-Shot. It was a Toys R Us exclusive, I believe. The barrel comes off and then it looks like that. So that's cool. I don't believe this will work on any N-Strike barrel attachments, but it's a thing that you can do. It also does not take normal Elite darts. It'll take the X-Shot darts, because those are just a hair shorter, but it does not like Elite darts. And it also really only fires when you want it to. It looks primed right now, and I can actually prime it a second time, I guess. But yeah, this thing does not. Oh, it fired! Oh, see? See, I wasn't expecting that. What? How you do? How work? I don't know. If this thing's rare, let me know and maybe I'll just keep it as a collector's piece. Or if it's not even worth chicken scratch, then just go ahead and tell me to strip this thing for all of its goodies and put it in the bin. That sounded very gross. I didn't. Let me do that one over. I also did that entire spiel while the train is running. Do you not have somewhere else to be? Well, I guess you do because you're a train, so. Anyway, this is what happens when I don't record with my girlfriend being here. God, this is the world's longest train. Okay, I think it's gone. Anyway, is this rare? Is it worth anything? Let me know, and maybe I'll keep it and hold on to it. If not, I'm gonna strip this thing for parts and put it in the bin. Plain and simple. But there was one blaster I got that does work. For 99 cents, I got a Zuru X-Shot Reflex. And just to prove it, watch out, Cynthia. It actually does work fairly well. Ooh, one more round. Very nice. Very comfy grip. This is a really nice blaster now that I have it in hand. I've seen it in packages plenty of times and on YouTube, but having it in hand, I understand why this thing is so beloved. And I know there's some parts out there in the community that I could probably find and use and test and see if I enjoy. But for now, stock, I enjoy this thing. And something funny about this blaster in particular, it actually has the pegs from when it was packaged still attached to it. So whoever bought this blaster did not understand the packaging at all. But honestly, I don't blame them because if I didn't know any better, that's probably something I would have done as well. But that just about does it for this video. If you have any suggestions on how to get these bow arms off and what to do with this piece of crap, let me know in the comments below. If you have any other suggestions, advice, tips, or etc., let me know in the comments as well. Also, while you're in the comments, maybe make sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and ring the bell notification if you want to be notified when I make more content, and doing so does encourage me to make more content. And if you stuck around to the end of the video, you're going to get a little teaser, because in the very near future, I have something coming that's going to require us to flex a little bit.